Okay, tonight we are continuing on Yotes Amid B's Yevamos, and we're already about 15-20 lines in. The first one in the line is Amar Mar, and we're going to analyze the beraisa we just brought up from yesterday. Now, the beraisa briefly was discussing different types of cases of Eishes Achiv Shelo Haybalama, different variables. There was possibly Maimer or not, and there was a different point in time of when the third brother was born. Right, those were the different variables. Before a yibum, after the yibum, after the brother did yibum and had already died. So we're going to analyze this beraisa. Amar Mar. So we said Amar Hasheni Lasses Maimer B'Yevimtoi. The beginning of the beraisa on Amar Aleph. If the Sheni, Reuven, Shimon, and Levi, Reuven and Shimon, Shimon gets up to do Maimer to Reuven's wife after Reuven died. He didn't have a chance to do the kiddushin, the maimer, till his brother Levi is born. Umes. And then Shimon dies. So this was a simple case of Eishes Achiv. The first one is Eishes Achiv Shel Ushniya, but the second one is Yevamos. Right? Shimon's wife is not related, she's not a tzarah to the erva, because Shimon didn't, the maimer didn't happen. It didn't occur in the end. Therefore, there was never any relationship and sorrows between Reuven's wife and Shimon's wife. Therefore, Levi can do yibum even to Shimon's wife. And must do yibum or chalitzah. Okay, so says the Gemara, "My Omar my lo hispik." What is this expression, this language? He got up to do the ayah, but he didn't end up doing it. You love it. If you want to give me a case he did it, so say he did it. You're telling me he didn't do it, he didn't have a chance, so say he didn't do it. Don't even mention it. What is this? Back and forth. Smart says, Ella, Oman midaito v'lehispik midaito Ella bal korcho. So I want to explain it to mean, he got up to do it, originally she was agreeing to it. But then, she changed her mind, and she no longer was interested in getting married to him, and then he forced the kiddushin. He gave her kiddushin forcibly, he gave her the money for it, right? So, the beraisa is basically saying, in a situation like that, we don't see the maimer as valid in any way. Therefore, Shimon's wife is able to have yibum chalitzah. Udaloka Rebbe, and it's coming to exclude from Shita's Rebbe. The Tanya Ha'isa Maimer B'Yevim Toshlomi died, says the beraisa. If someone does this Maimer without her interest, Rebbe over Kana. Rebbe says the Maimer works. Surprisingly, Rebbe says it works even though it's not midas.
So we know that by yibum it does work shul midas.
Right, that's going to be in the
sixth. So this is really just a question of, by doing maimer, when you do kiddushin, does that work shul midas?
Yeah, the maimer which is done before yibum.
Right, so maimer is done before yibum. So which means that one opinion would say that it doesn't work, which other opinions say it doesn't work. So it's similar to like a regular kiddushin, which wouldn't work shul midas.
Exactly.
And the other side is that it's more similar to yibum itself, which does work shul midas.
Amazing. See, Mama, you got in the next 10 lines of the Gemara. That's exactly what the Gemara is going to do.
Okay.
What is the reasonings? My time at the Rebbe. What's Rebbe's reasoning that it does work? He says that when the Chazal gave us Maimer, they made it similar to what is leading up to yibum. Yevamah bal karcha, kiddushin b'Yevamah bal karcha. The whole Maimer is instituted as a presec, right? It's coming before the yibum, so it should take on the different qualities of yibum. Bal karcha works. No, the act itself resembles a regular kiddushin. The alma, my kiddushin, the alma midaito, kiddushin the Yevamah midaito.
Okay.
What exactly is the machlokes? It's the pinpoint in machlokes. How do you say it? Marasavar mili di Yevamah mila di Yevamah havilei lemelef. Learn out yibum to yibum. Marasavar mila di kiddushin mila kiddushin melef. Learn out the act which is a kiddushin from regular kiddushin. Beautiful. That's exactly fine. Then the Gemara continues in the beraisa. Let's go back and analyze another part of the beraisa. Also, so we said in the beraisa that in the event the maimer was done, that was the second baba in the beraisa, and Levi was born either after the maimer was done, or before the maimer was done. Umes, and then he died. Shimon died. So the first woman is regular Eishes Achiv, because the yibum wasn't done. Everybody agrees it's Eishes Achiv Shalei Be'Yevamah. The second one has chalitzah, but not yibum. Why chalitzah? Because through the maimer there's a relationship right between the two women now. They are somewhat tzaras. Can't do yibum, therefore has to be chalitzah. And we said in the beraisa, Rabbi Shimon Omer be also chalitzah shalachas man b'tar tzarah. Rabbi Shimon says no, the yibum or the chalitzah to one of them, which we explained up here actually before. Gemara is going to actually explain soon. Meaning the chalitzah or the yibum to which one? To Shimon's wife would pater the tzarah. And we'll see explanation in a minute. Rabbi Shimon Haikoi. What case is Rabbi Shimon going on? We gave two cases. Either ladies born before the mimer or after the mimer. If he's going, we could say even on the case of where the brother was first born, Levi is born, and then Shimon the mimer. Why would he say what he says? We came up from yesterday's Gemara. The maskana was a Tiyufna Rabushya, right to Papa, that any case of Nolan and then Yibum, Rabbi Shimon agrees, there's no Yibum. She's an erva. And therefore, in this case, when Levi was born, this woman, Reuven's wife, is Eishes Achushalai Bilama, regardless if a mimer then happens. So why would he say that it patters, right? Shimon's wife patters Reuven's wife. Says the Gemara, Elamai, it's got to be the ladies born after the mimer. So what's the question? Still, right? Yibum wasn't done; it was only a mimer. So the Gemara doesn't explain it outside. The answer is that Rabbi Shimon is masupik. We said yesterday if mimer is kona kinyan gomer or not. In the event that it is, so it's equivalent to a yibum. So what she says, there's no erva anymore. In the event that it's not, so then what do we have? You have the isser v'eshizach v'shalai bilam. It's like no lid and then yibum. However, the next line in the beraisa, we go back to analyze that. Shimon agreed though that if the chalitzah is done to Reuven's wife, the balas maimer, it doesn't help for Shimon's wife. My time, we should have tzarah vadai, balas maimer Safek, main Safek most media vadai, because the tzarah, meaning Shimon's wife, the co-wife, meaning Shimon's wife, is a definite falling to yibum. She for sure is going to fall to yibum if you're Rabbi Shimon, regardless if Reuven's wife got married to Shimon or not through the maimer. Right? If she got married, then great. If she's not Eishizach Veshalei Belama anymore, Shimon's wife has a chiyuvim. If she didn't, then great also. There's no tzarah here between them. She's not a tzarah server. So she's a Vadai. Balas Maimer is a Safek. Maybe she has a chiyuv if she became Shimon's wife through Maimer. If not, then she doesn't have a chiyuv. And therefore, Rabbi Shimon says that it's not going to help. That's very important, as Rashi speaks this out. Gemara is really saying this, that as opposed to the earlier opinion that says Maimer, we look at it as like a quasi-kinyan, so we could be machmer both ways, yes, no. Rishim is not. He says it's not a quasi, it's either yes or no. So, being that it's an either yes or no, Shimon's wife is definitely okay. The first opinion said no, Shimon's wife is not okay, because we should look at Reuven's wife as through the Maimer being somewhat married to Shimon, causing Shimon's wife to be a tzarah of fine. Yes.
Just to ask, will we not say that that he should do chalitzah? Oh, you're saying that because Rabbi Shimon means that it doesn't work at all. Even now, there's no even a shaila of a tzarah on Eishizach Shalhai B'Yalama.
Right.
Because otherwise Rabbi Shimon would have to say that that the second woman would do chalitzah. Shimon's first wife would have to do chalitzah, not yibum.
Right.
So the reason we're not saying not chalitzah, not yibum is because in this sheet of Rabbi Shimon, we're clearly saying that he holds that Maimer is stark here, stark one way or the other, which means that you would either be pater legamre, or you would have to, or you do either one, chalitzah or yibum. But it wouldn't be just chalitzah, like the Rabban theoretically would say in other cases.
Right? They do say, the Tanakama right before says, chalitzah is lo misvemes. So he argued that Rabbi Shimon spoke up and said, no, it's fine. Oh. Exactly. Okay. So their first shita is, right in the bottom line, first shita is chalitzah because of what you're saying, that we do look at it as, somewhat married, either Rabbanan at least.
So it's Oraysa not, Rabbanan yes, either chalitzah.
Right, and Shimon says no. Even under the Rabbanan, that's not how we look at it. Right, either it's yes or no, completely. Great.
Okay.
There's no gray area. Says the Gemara, Yosef, the first white line, Yosef Menashe Bar Zvikam Either of Hun of Yosef Vikam. My time to Rabbi Shimon. So now let's analyze the machlokes. Go back to the Mishnah. What's Pshat Rabbi Shimon? Why is Rabbi Shimon saying that we don't have to worry about Eishizach Shalai B'Lama when it began as a yibum and then was no lad? My time to Rabbi Shimon could Amar Taima. He says the reason. Hol ba motzah better. So if you go back to your Testament Aleph, there was a beraisa. Shimon said his reason. This is a quote from there. Where is it? I'm not finding it right now. Just to find the beraisa before, just not finding it right this second, where Rabbi Shimon said that ba matzah better. It's not a problem. So the Gemara says, "Ela my time at the Rabbanon." One second, let me see if I can find it over here. Sorry, it's right on the top. You tell some of the base. On the end of this beraisa, Rabbi Shimon Omer whole ba matzah better. It's like about 8 lines from the top. V'lam no shachs be'eser. So that's his reason. Ela my time at the Rabbanon. We're now attacking the Rabbanon. Why would the Rabbanon disagree? You were wondering about this back in the first paragraph. Like, what exactly is the shiur? So Amar Karo l'kachal leisha v'ima. It's unbelievable. We need a pasuk. The Rabbanon need a pasuk because it says he takes the Yavam takes her, the Yevamah, as a wife and does yibum. So the extra word v'ima hadayin yivum harishonim ala. Even after someone does yibum, we still view her as the Yevamah of the first man. So we still see ish zachiv. But there's a mission that says that once someone does yibum, she, the Yevamah, becomes his wife in all aspects. Rabbi Yosef says, what's the nafkamina? We have enough tests that he could divorce her with a get. There's no need for chalitzah, and he could take her back. Right? There's no bichlal. All the yisurim of ish are off, and there's no chalitzah. So hasanami lema v'ima dayin yivum rishon. If you're darshaning v'ima to give her aspects of she's still a yivama from the first man, she still has some aspect of ish ach. So then say that chalitzah would be necessary besides for the get, v'tevei chalitzah, and he wouldn't be able to take her back because she's ish ach at that point. No, shani also narakral l'kachol leisha kiven shlachad nasis kishto l'chol davar. So the word leisha implies that she is like the regular wife. So we have one word to the next. Leisha v'ima. Leisha, she's the regular wife. She no longer retains any status of Eishazach. V'ima, she's still Yevumim Rishonim. She's still like the wife of the first one, Eishazach. Yahaki hachanami. So say Leisha for respect to what we're discussing. And that the Rabbanan should move over to Shita to Rabbi Shimon. There should not be Eishazach if the Levi is born after the Yibum. No, because Rachman v'ima, like we said. So we have a contradiction here. Which one should be applied to which? So one of them has to be applied to Shimon and Rabbanon's case. Yibum and Nolad is one situation. We should say she is Eishtach or not. And the other one has to be applied to if a man does Yibum, does she require chalitzah if he decides to divorce her? So my right is that you say she doesn't need chalitzah, but she is also by the Eishtach. But it says because Mistavra, which is logical, Shadi Atira, Atira Shadi Surah, right? Heter goes on heter, isser and isser. So, li isha, which is expression of heter, she is now completely, disconnected from the first brother. That goes on heter, meaning the Torah gave a heter of yibum. He did the yibum beheter. So now there's an expression of she maintains the li isha aspect. She's no longer connected to the previous brother. But the yimah, which is an expression of isser, she retains it. That's going to be in the case of isser of Eishes ach shelo haya be'ilama, where you're starting off, there's an isser, and we're going to maintain that. Last Gemara, Rebbe Shimon, Damar Holabal Matzah Beheter V'Lam Lo Shachas Be'Isser. Shimon's shita of this beraisa that says yibum and then olad, because it's heter, You're no longer going to have Eishes ach on Levi. Elo mi'ata. It's an unbelievable question. Mi'ata. Elo mi'ata. We should say, why don't we say achosa me'imo, someone's sister? They only share the same mother, not the same father. Shenosa achi me'aviv. So she goes, rightfully, she's allowed to, and get married to his brother who is only from the father. So this woman and that man are not related, different fathers and mothers. V'achar kach noled ach. And now a brother is born, a third brother, umeis, and this man who married the sister, the first man, he dies. Tisiavim. So Rebbe Shimon, why don't we make the new brother, call him Levi, we've been always calling him Levi, call him Levi, let him go and do yibum. Holaba, motzah beheter. Since you have the same exact idea, right? He's finding her better. So it's achosim imo. No, it's not, because she got married to, let's not look at the achosim imo. Let's not look at the erva of sister, because she became Eishazach. And her mother's Eishazach. Gemara says, Hakanami Isra, Isra achos lechanozos. Gemara says, no, there's an Isra of achoso. How are you getting rid of that? Gemara says, no, Hakanami Isra lechanozos. So, same time by Rabbi Shimon's case. Where are you putting that Isra? There's an Isra. Says the Gemara, Hai Yisra de las leatera, Hai Yisra de las leatera. And it's interesting, the whole answer to the question is what? The case of the Eishes Achish Shalai Be'ilamo, that's an Isser where we find already the Torah matters it by yibum. Okay, so Rav Shimon says if the Torah matters it, then in this situation we could look at it as if because there was a yibum first and then it was nolad, she only related to him as Shimon's wife, not Reuven's wife. But in the case of Achoso, there's never anywhere in the Torah a heter for Achoso. So we're not going to start making heterim just because she happened to come to Levi in the perception of Eishes Ach, and not look at the Achoso aspect. Okay, Be'ez Hashem, we will pick up tomorrow with the Mishnah.